What's up, guys? It's another edition of um, Away Days and another chapter of my 2 cents involving Arsenal Football Club. Not doing this on the podcast this time. I've actually been on and off in the last few weeks, mainly because of work. I had a change in my jobs, and also I was in. For those that didn't see, with one of my shorts, I was actually in the United States for a week or so as well. So I came back from that a couple of weeks ago, and I've just taken a little bit of time off just to get my head around things, and now I'm back again. Um, so we are here, and I'm just on here now in regards to just watching. I don't know what I watched today, and I don't even know what I even watched on Saturday just gone in regards to Arsenal. Um, I, I I mean, there's not really much to be said. I think everybody has come out and said what they've had to say in regards to this thing. You know, some people are blaming Arteta, some people are blaming the board, some people saying the players ain't good enough, some are saying, there's just no urgency and, it's just flat. I believe it's a mixture of all of the things that I've just said above in regards to what's happening with Arsenal. But my main thing is this. If you're competing, and this is stuff I think everybody can relate to agree with, but if you're a club and you're playing or challenging for fourth rounds with 4 different trophies, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League, Champions League. If you're going for all 4 of these cups, whether you have any of them as a priority or not, you want to make sure that you have a squad which, quite frankly, can challenge for all 4 fronts. I.e., you want to have players enough depth in the squad to say, right, if one person gets injured or is suspended, you can bring another player in and say next man up, no problem. I don't know what's happened with Arsenal in this situation. Um, for the last 4 years, we've been begging, we've been itching as fans and pundits and the media and even other fans from other teams. Everybody's been saying the exact same thing, and everybody has seen publicly what is needed. That we even need a striker, that we need a sharpshooter, we need someone who can ping in 25, maybe even 30 goals a season, and it's now caught up with us. And the crazy thing is, Havertz, Jesus, Martinelli. You ask anyone, are any of these 3 players going to get you 20 plus goals a season in the Premier League? No, I don't think so. 15 to 20 goals a season, absolutely, but 20 plus, no, I don't see that. And one by one, we've seen all 3 of them go dropping like flies of injuries. So you would have thought that when Gabriel Jesus went down with his injury, I would have been like, right, okay, we need a striker. January's coming, let's bring somebody in. We can't go into the rest of the season with just one recognised forward, and that's Kai Havertz. Because what if the worst happens there, touch wood? But unfortunately, the touch wood didn't work because he's not injured now, and he's out for the season. We've got 2 strikers, no, 2 forwards who are out for the season. And I will always go back to January and be like, right, what's going on? Like, okay, there are players of the players which were there. Also, probably didn't want them, but at the same time, we still needed someone up front. You know, everyone kept on naming different names. I mentioned in one of my group chats, what did everyone think of Kunis at Wolves? And I thought to myself, he would be a good addition. He'd be like another Kai. He's a forward. He would have been an out striker, but um, he would have been someone to at least say, at least we've got someone up there who we can put up there and say, yeah, he's there. And I mentioned I've mentioned other people as well. We could, João Pedro. Evan Ferguson, even his name came up in a discussion with a couple of fans. Mateta's name came up. Mateta from Crystal Palace, his name came up, and I thought to myself, yeah, okay, these are strikers who get themselves about. They don't take no nonsense from defenders. They know the back of the net. You know, why not? But what itched me is when the January transfer window closed and number one Kai Havertz got injured, and then the media kind of under the cover made a bit of a scrutiny of Arsenal, made fun of it because they were showing a list of strikers who were free agents, and two of the names that are there were who was there? Diego Costa's name was there, and Carlos Vela. And I'm thinking, Carlos, hold on, Carlos Vela's like 36, 37 years old, and Diego Costa's 37 himself. All the strikers they have on that list were all 33 years old plus, all free agents. And I thought, is this what we've come to? Yeah, don't get me wrong. I know the market for strikers now is very, very scarce, purely because of how a lot of teams are playing now. That everyone's playing from the wings, everyone's switching wingers. So you're seeing more wingers now come into play, more so than strikers. So strikers are very, very hard to come by now. It's like strikers are a dime a dozen nowadays, now because you know you got a selection of what 5, 6 strikers out there you can name, and there's a bit of a struggle after that. But when I see how Arsenal have played, especially in the last couple of games, it is really, really, by far these last 2 games, like the suckiest I've seen them play in recent memory. One shot on target the entire game. Again, just like in the game against West Ham. And, I didn't enjoy my 2 cents in the West Ham game because, well, I just want to see how Arsenal are going to react to this one. And came out better, a bit more urgency, but then after that, it was like it was like a bunch of strangers who were playing together at goals. That's how it looks. Even in the last minute, when you want to put the ball in the box, Declan Rice, you got the free kick and you're playing it on the edge of the 18-yard box. Play into the 18-yard box. Don't play on the edge. What are you doing? Like, what's that? You bring Sterling on, and I'm thinking, well, why are we bringing Sterling on? He ain't going to do nothing. Zinchenko comes on, he ain't going to do nothing because we haven't got nothing on the bench. Like, and again, this goes back to January. Even if you don't bring in a striker, bring someone in, because the depth, as you've openly admitted, the depth of the squad is thin. And once again, we've allowed 2 transfer windows to go through, and we've not brought in players to cover the positions that we need. This has happened too many times. It's happened this year, it's happened last year, happened the year before, it's happened 10, 12 years ago. It continuously keeps happening. And me as an Arsenal supporter, I look at that and I think, well, you guys are just doing the same thing over and over again, and you're just it's like you're expecting different results. This is insanity. This is absolutely insanity. And now I'm at a point now where I look at the whole thing. I mean, this season as a whole has been, by Premier League standards of other Premier League seasons, hasn't been the best. Everyone's beating each other. It makes it a bit of a fair ground. That's why it's so tight between teams in fifth and I think going down to 12th, 13th. It's quite tight between all those teams there. But the level of how the league has been compared to other previous seasons has been very, very poor. And only one team has really stepped up, and that's Liverpool. People can argue and say Forest because they've had a good season because of where they are, but even Forest now are starting to feel the effects, and now they're starting to run out of gas. They're now looking like they're struggling a bit. I would have thought Aston Villa would have done more this season. Aston Villa are struggling, and they lost yesterday. It's the same thing. And this is again for me where we missed an opportunity to bring the players that we should have brought in. There were players who I thought Arsenal should have brought in January and even in the summer last year, who we should have got. I still feel that when Crystal Palace said what they said, £60 million each for Elise and Eze, I thought, you know what? Elise is going to go Bayern Munich. Let's go and get Eze. Get him for 60 mil. We're in a situation with strikers. £50 million Palace, Mateta, Pedro. You know, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that these that we're entitled to have these players that just because we bid for them that the clubs are going to lay down and say okay have them. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that with a bit of urgency, at least show that at least you bidded for someone, that you at least went for someone to rectify the situation or the fact that we are short up front to create goals. And look at how we are now. The last 2 games have just been diabolical, and now I'm now at a crossroads of a lot of Arsenal fans to say, right, where do we go from here now? Because we still got, I think we still got what 11 games to go, and I've already conceded to say that the title is going to go to is going to be at Anfield come the end of the season. And it's it's now a case of what if this is how the team is now, then okay, fair enough. In the summer, I'm expecting Arsenal to go out there and go and get 3-4 players and get rid of. There's certain players in the club now and the team who shouldn't be there. I mean, I don't know why Sterling is even in the team. I've not seen this guy do anything in the team. Zinchenko is just warming up the bench, just sitting there chilling. He came on today, and even okay, there was a point in the game in the second half where okay, he was offside, but he was in on goal. You're on the left hand side. Just have a shot, have a crack. But you've cut it back. What are you doing? Just have a shot. It shows confidence. So I'm not gonna for all of you that know me, I'm not gonna come on here and rant on and come on here and start effing and blind like what all them guys and other platforms do with their teams. I'm gonna come on here and just be completely transparent and just say, yeah, that Arsenal are just diabolical right now. It's shocking. There's no urgency. They lack creativity, and yet we've got Odegaard on the field, on the pitch. He's one of the most creative players you can have. There's a lack of cohesion. There's lack of chemistry. It's just like it's 11 players just running around like headless chickens. That's how it looks. And it's like, right, where are the goals coming from? There's nothing there. Defensively, they've done well, but it's up front which is a problem, and I'm not sure where that's going to end. I believe one of my boys in my Arsenal chat group said, yeah, why don't they? Sure, there must be a striker in the under 23s. I think if there is one, there has to be. Maybe we should have a player and bet there, get them in. But yeah, it's just it's a bit of pill, and like I said, I don't know where it's gonna end from there. So we'll see. So where does that leave the table after this game? So Liverpool, the last time that they were beaten Newcastle by a goal to nil. I think it's 2-0 actually. I'm just looking now as I'm doing this. Still with 5 minutes to go, so Liverpool will go clear at the top again. They will be on 67 points. Arsenal are second with 54, so there's a bit of a gap between them and Forest at the moment. We've drawn 9 games, and I think out of those 9 games, 4 of them have killed us in terms of that, and even one of the games that we lost as well. It's just ridiculous, guys. It's just ridiculous. So, like I said, I'm not going to come on here to rant because that's not my way. Yeah, it's a bitter pill. It's a really really bitter pill to swallow here, and the only thing that we can actually now hope on is having certain players come back. Okay, Ben White came on today, so it's looking like Ben White can be slipped back into right back at some point fully. He's looking sharp. So that's one thing you can take away from it. Saka and Martinelli are progressing from what I'm understanding, but they're not going to be back until I think both back till March. So it's a hard one, guys. It's a really, really hard one. So we'll have to see, but yeah. So anyway, Our next game is actually a Champions League game against PSV. That's on the 4th of March. That is away from home. It's going to be at the Philips Stadium. Our next Premier League game is against Manchester United on the 9th, and then we've got the return leg against PSV on the 12th of March. So yeah, do keep up to date with all the latest from Arsenal if you're an Arsenal fan. Don't know what Mark actually said. Well, I've said what I've had to, and I'm pretty sure most of you would be like, yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, not really gonna cuss on too much in regards to Arsenal because at the end of the day, yeah, just go keep going. But yep. Anyway, guys, that is me. For another edition, another chapter of my 2 cents. Nottingham Forest 0, Arsenal 0. Still second in the league, so we've got some sort of optimism there, but I just don't see it. Yeah, do follow if you're not already. Please do subscribe and like, and follow and comment on this video and all my other videos as well on Dino Common Away Days. You can also follow the same thing as well on TikTok as well. So yeah, do give me a follow on TikTok and give me a follow on YouTube as well. Would really get to hear from you guys. And just send a couple of messages about anything that you want me to talk about in regards to the world of sport as well. So I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Have a good week.